Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for love, romance, relationships for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Sagittarius for May of 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com. Everything is in the description if you would like a personal or private reading. Now, let's just get started. We're going to start out with our single Sagittarians. We have the Ace of Cups. So it is time for you to be a little bit open. Not even just a little bit. This is kind of like, it's big. The aces are big. So I guess I feel like I need to say a little bit so I don't scare you off. But it definitely feels like this is a time to be open to opportunities. And wow, 9 of Swords. So it looks to me like maybe you are not really feeling that right now. You are afraid. And I'm not trying to say you're like scared or anything, but it feels to me for my single Sagittarians that maybe you've been hurt before and you're really not feeling like you want to open yourself up like this because this could happen again. And maybe you are maybe you are over being hurt like that, but you don't want to start it up again. And that's what I'm feeling there. So, but it does feel like it's time to be open. And the universe would not tell you to be open because they want you to, the universe does not want you to be in pain. So this may have been before, but this is what's now. And then you got the Sun to clarify being open. So what this says to me is that this is old news. This is old news. This insomnia, up all night worrying kind of thing, perseverating over and over about how something was hurtful, waiting for the other shoe to drop. This is over. Like, this is, all I can think is I want to go like that. Like, it's just such old news. It's such old news because now is a time, really feel, for you to be open and that this is brand new. The Sun is about a brand new day. This is a new time for you. This is in the past. This is just such old news. We'll get a card to go with it because I'm just curious as to what will come up. What does this mean? Okay, well, we got 2. Well, here we go. The card that came up first to go with this is the 7 of Swords, which is like, either someone did you dirty or you thought they were doing you dirty, whether they talked behind your back or you felt that they were not faithful to you. I hate to interpret that card that way, but that's exactly what it feels like, is that you really felt like they were not faithful to you, whether it's adultery-wise or whether it's just that they did not have your best interest at heart. It feels like you put a lot into whatever that relationship was, and they kind of did you over. And the other 2 cards that came up with this they came flying out together, was the Moon. And the Moon is all about, a layer of baloney being thrown over everything and you not seeing it. So I feel like you didn't see this for a bit, and then you felt really, really stupid about it. And that's what you have just been ruminating over and over and over again, is how did I not see? And like I said, it doesn't have to be that they cheated on you. It could be they used you or they didn't care for you the way you cared for them. And then you also, this came up too, this four of Swords here. And that's about kind of taking the time away to evaluate what happened. And so I really do feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself and you're thinking, I don't want to be open again because I don't want to do all this again. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be taken advantage of or abused in any way, and I don't want to be lied to. That Moon is, that Moon can be feeling like you were not told the truth, and the wool was kind of pulled over your eyes, or there was a veil kind of pulled over your eyes, and you were led to believe something that was not true. But the good news is here, you get this, you have a sharp brain. Take some time to evaluate this and realize not every person is the same. Not every person is going to act the same, and this is what the universe is giving you, okay? It's giving you this brand new opportunity to open yourself up and a brand new day to go with it. So I think you got to think about that, okay? Now, we're going to move on. Don't leave. Stay with me, because at the end we're going to talk about self-love, self-care, how we can work on our relationship with ourselves, which is super important, because if you can't love yourself, nobody's going to love you anyway. So, Sagittarians that are partnered, married, living together, long-term relationship, partnered up, whatever the case might be, we're going to talk about that. We have got the Lovers. Well, that's pretty encouraging, huh? That's wonderful. So, let's see what we have to go with it, though. I'd like to know what this is in reference to. Lovers and Judgment. You may have come to a point in your relationship where, like a turning point, that's what it feels like to me. Whether it's, do we have children? Do we buy a house? you know, do we stay together? Whatever it is, it feels like this is a turning point in your relationship. The relationship is solid, and it is, it's, what is the word I want to use? Like, I keep thinking it's like a full relationship, but it's like a completely valid relationship. It's not like you're maybe together and it's not defined. This is a defined and solid, permanent-ish relationship, but you have come to this place of judgment now, and you could be thinking, do we get married? Do we have kids? Do we buy a house? I really feel like there is some kind of turning point that you're looking at, and I want to see what that is. Maybe you are thinking about, I don't think it's like opening a business together, but it does feel like there's some kind of turning point in your life that's going on right now. And then here you have this Three of Swords. So there could have been something that happened, especially with this judgment here. There could be something that happened that displeased the other person greatly. I'm not saying it was necessarily somebody cheating on somebody else, but it could just have been a disappointment. Maybe one person in the relationship was not holding up their end of the bargain, or perhaps they felt like there were certain plans in place and someone kind of dropped the ball. I don't know exactly, but there's a level of disappointment. Maybe we thought the relationship was going to be a little bit different than it has turned out to be, and this level of judgment is happening, and we're like, okay, well, we're not super happy with how this is. We know that there could be more, and that's kind of what I feel like. I feel like it's like we want more out of this, and it was supposed to be better. So let's find out what this judgment is about. When they flip right out here. Three of Wands. Okay, you know what? I don't feel so bad about that. I think it seems to me like we've just gotten a little off track. Just more that like, not like you want to run away from each other or anything like that. More like you started out having plans, and like maybe you had a 5-year plan and it's sort of gotten off track, or maybe you're kind of in a rut and it's time to kind of reassess and replan. And that happens, right? Because not every relationships are fluid. People are people. You're not robots. Things don't always go the way we think they're going to go, but it is time, definitely reevaluate, look at this relationship and determine what is the plan that we have. Do you have a plan? I think it's really time to kind of, this is an assessment period for my partnered up Sagittarians. This is a time to assess what is going on. What do you both want? What is the objective of this relationship? Are you just together because you're together, or do you really have something useful and whole that can come from this? I mean, because relationships are supposed to benefit both people. So I feel like it's really a time for you to assess what's happening with your relationship and what do you really want out of it. So that's what I'm talking about for my partnered Sagittarians. Where are you and what do you want? And it's time, you want to make those plans together. You may want to make them separately and then come together and talk about them. But anyways, we're going to move on here. We're going to have our partnered and non-partnered, single, married, whatever you want, any Sagittarians. We're going to look at our relationship to ourselves, self-love. What do we focus on this month as far as our relationship with ourselves? And you've got the Page of Wands. Time to do something. There's a message here to do something. Take action. Take some action. And I don't know what it's in reference to, but we're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to take some action to move away from this level of suck right here. It looks like self-love wise, self-care wise, we are focusing on what we don't have and not focusing on what we do have. So this Page of Wands is all about, hey, let's take some action here. Let's turn ourselves around, because focusing on what we don't have is really not very productive. So let's focus on what we do have. Turn around, focus on what we do have. Take some notes from this Page of Wands and let's make some stuff happen. I think that the momentum is, we feel like we really need some momentum to actually start. We need to start. We need to do something. Okay, this will not get tucked back in. You have the Devil coming up here. So it could be that you've just gotten into old habits and old behaviors and you're focused here on things that are not good for you. So got this page here to say time to kind of get rid of this. Okay, we don't need that's the Devil card, and it's not anything terrible, but the Devil card reminds us of things that just, when you're not being productive and you're not doing what you need to do, you just kind of get sucked into that cycle of nothingness. And the other thing we've got, you've got us focusing here on like the things that aren't working, and to turn around and look at what is working. You've got the Eight of Pentacles to clarify that. And the Eight of Pentacles here all about doing some work, getting out there and actually doing something. And that's what the Page of Wands says too, is let's do something about it. Let's not just bemoan our circumstance. Let's do something about it. If you are feeling like you're not feeling attractive, you don't feel like you like yourself very much, then it's time to, eat better, get to the gym, meditate, do whatever you have to do to turn your focus from I wish I wasn't like this to I like this about me. Okay, that's the work we're going to do this month, Sagittarius. I really hope that this resonates with you. Please let me know. I will talk to you all so soon, and thank you again for watching.